According to the promoter of the event, Amir Khan and Kell Brook sold out in 10 minutes. They're fighting at the Manchester Arena, which holds, it must be close to 20,000 people. And to sell that many tickets in 10 minutes when it's two fighters who are considered to be washed up is pretty impressive if it's actually true. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it is true, to be honest, because there's something still in the air about this fight. I'm still interested in this fight. I know there's a lot of people fronting and these two are washed up and I'm not going to pay for it and this, that. You know you're going to be watching. I still like the fight. And sometimes two guys who are washed up can make for a good fight. It depends on the level of washed up we're talking about. If they're both in their 40s and they don't have any athleticism left, then perhaps it's not going to be a very good fight. But both Khan and Brook, although, technically washed up, they still have plenty of athleticism. Khan is still fast. Brook is still relatively fast too. They're both in good aesthetic condition. So it's a fight that I think could produce fireworks. It could produce knockdowns perhaps on both sides and end in dramatic fashion. And we know that they really don't like each other. I know Eddie Hearn's been trying to play it down, saying, Khan and Brook actually don't mind each other anymore and all this kind of stuff. That's not what I saw at the press conference. I know fighters like to play up to the cameras and they are trying to sell tickets at the end of the day, so they obviously want to make it look like there's a simmering rivalry still. But I think there is genuine needle there. Look, the way that Khan has trolled Kell Brook for all these years shows that there's genuine needle there. You know what I mean? You wouldn't try and do that. You wouldn't try and mess with a guy's head the way Khan's been messing with Brook's head for so long if there wasn't a genuine dislike between the pair of them. So I think it's still there. And I think Kell Brook wants to punish Khan for all these years that Khan's been messing him around. I think he wants to humiliate him in front of everybody and finally settle that score. And I think Khan wants to continue tormenting Kell Brook. Not just in the press conferences and interviews, but in the ring, he wants to torment him. So I'm fascinated to see how this fight plays out. And again, if it really did sell out in 10 minutes, I'm not surprised because there's a lot. And obviously this is in Manchester. Amir Khan is from Bolton, which is in Greater Manchester. Kell Brook's from Sheffield, which is not a million miles away, right? It's in Yorkshire rather than in Greater Manchester / Lancashire. So yeah, rivalry, Yorkshire, Lancashire, if you want to call Manchester Lancashire, Yorkshire, Lancashire. Because I say if you want to call it, because you speak to some Mancunians and they say, this is not Lancashire, it's Greater Manchester. You speak to others and they'll say, no, it is Lancashire. So, and others will even try and say it's in the next county. But look, that's up for you guys to decide. It's a rivalry, right? If you don't want to call it that, Manchester-Sheffield rivalry, yeah, or Bolton-Sheffield rivalry, whatever you want to call it. There's always some person who wants to get all technical about the exact geography in which county their town or city lies in. But anyway, rivalry there, be plenty of fans representing both fighters at the Manchester Arena. And I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to see this fight. I mean, it's like this is obviously a fight between two former world champions, so it's more serious than the fight I'm about to mention, but it's similar to the Jake Paul, Tommy Fury fight. I was really looking forward to that fight. I was terribly disappointed when Tommy Fury pulled out, And that, of course, was the opposite kind of thing to this, because that was two novices fighting each other in the same kind of situation. When you got two novices, it often, and they're both in shape and got a lot to prove, chip on their shoulder, it often turns out to be a really good fight. And when you've got two veterans who are over the hill but still have athleticism, also turns out to often be a very good fight. So let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments below. Brook versus Khan, Khan versus Brook, selling out apparently in 10 minutes. Do you believe it? Are you one of the people who bought a ticket? If you are, that's especially who I'd like to hear from. Are you somebody who bought a ticket for this Amir Khan Kell Brook fight? And if so, why did you buy a ticket? Let me know in the comments below.